Hello students, welcome to the today's session. Today we are going to discuss about electric field continuation only, that's only continuous charge distribution. Continuous charge distribution. Electric field due to continuous charge distribution. Continuous charge distribution. How the charge is distributes? How the charge is distributed? So, if the charge is distributed along the length, that we can call as linear charge distribution. The charge is distributed over the area, that we can call as areal charge distribution or surface charge distribution. And if the charge is distributed about the volume, that's called volume charge distribution. So here, what is the possibility to take the charge distribution? For example, if you are taking a wire, for a wire, the charge is distributed over of its length. If you are taking a ring, for ring also, the charge is distributed over along its circumference. So this we can call as linear charge distribution. This we can name as linear charge distribution. Whereas if you are taking a plane, means like a plate, a circular plate or square plate. So for the plate, where the charge is distributes, the charge is distributed over its area. Or else if you are taking a sphere, surface area, or the sphere about the volume, charge is distributed over its volume. So charge is distributed along its length, that's called linear charge distribution. Over its area, areal charge distribution. Over its volume, volume charge distribution. So simply see here, first linear charge distribution. Linear charge distribution. Linear charge distribution. Linear charge distribution means simply we can say that, for example, if you consider a wire, the wire of the length is L and the charge on the length on the wire is Q. The charge on the length is Q. Then the density, which density? Linear density. Linear charge density. Linear charge density, we can simply named as lambda. The linear charge density is equal to, we can say that, charge upon unit length. Charge upon unit length means if the charge is distributed over its length, that's we can take it as charge upon unit length. So where lambda is charge density. Charge density, which charge density? Linear charge density. For example, in this, if you consider any small portion, if you consider only dq, the dq of length is a dl, then what is the charge density there? That we are taking dq upon dl. dq upon dl. Charge per unit length. If the charge is distributed over in the length of the wire, length of the conductor, the whatever, so that we can name as simply linear charge distribution. The charge per unit length we can name as linear charge density. Next, areal charge distribution. Areal charge distribution, this is another name we can name as surface charge distribution or surface charge density, you can write directly. So for example, here I am considering a plate or a square plate of side A, and on this surface if Q charge is distributed, then areal charge density or surface charge density we can write sigma is equal to Q by A. Charge per unit area, charge per unit length gives linear charge density, charge per unit area gives areal charge density. This we are representing with letter sigma. For example, here side, so that means the sigma is equal to simply what we can take, Q upon A square. Q upon A square. In case if they mention it is spreads on the outer surface of the sphere, surface area of the sphere, which is spreads over the surface area, what we are taking? 4 pi r square. 4 pi r square. In case if you want to take a small part, that's we are, for example, if they are giving dA, then charge is goes to dq. So then linear charge density is equal, simply we can write dq upon dA. dq upon dA. Simple. Charge density, charge per unit length, linear charge density, charge per unit area, areal charge density. Next, volume charge density. Volume charge density. Volume charge density means here, for example, here you can consider a sphere. For the sphere, the charge is distributed over the sphere. So that means that we are taking simply charge per unit volume. If the volume of this sphere, if you are taking 4 by 3 pi r cube, r is the radius. R is the radius. Very simple here. If the charge is distributed over its length, that's called linear charge. And if it is distributed over area, areal charge distribution. If it is distributed over its volume, that's called volume distribution. So we will continue. So how it will be. So we'll see here, there is a problem on the linear charge density. So here the linear charge density of a wire of length L. Wire of length is given L. Total length of the wire is L, and the density given, what is the density? Density is equal to lambda into x square. So what is the meaning of this? If it is lambda, that is constant. But here they mention lambda into x square, that is not constant. Means this is having uniform, non-uniform density. Then find the total charge. What is the total charge? So see here, very simple, we will take. For example, here I am considering a small portion. The small portion of the length is dx and the charge is presenting on the portion is dq. That means we can able to write the lambda is equal to dq upon dx. The lambda is equal to dq upon dx. Actually our requirement is dq, then dq is equal to lambda into dx. dq is equal to lambda into dx. So we need to find the total charge. Let's integrate on both sides. Integral dq is equal to integral where to where? 0 to L. You can take from here to 0 to L and lambda dx. Just integral dq is nothing but q, and the lambda value put how much? Lambda naught into x square, 0 to L dx. Just to take integration, lambda naught is a constant function. Just to take the integration of x square, how much you can get? X cube by 3. What are the limits? 0 to L. So then you can get lambda into L cube by 3. This is the total charge of the wire. Total charge of the wire. So whenever if they are giving variable density, then you have to go with like this. And one more problem is there here. A semicircular wire of radius r. Semicircular wire here. A semicircular wire of radius r. And which have the density lambda is equal to lambda naught cos theta. How much density that is having? Lambda is equal to lambda naught cos theta. Then find the total charge. So that is the question. Here wire, so directly we are taking there, but is semicircular wire. So that's why first you can. So that surface semicircular wire of radius r and density is lambda equal to lambda naught into cos theta. We need to find here what is the total charge. For that, if it is the total wire, I am considering a small element here. How much? dq. Small element dq. And the small element, the length of the element is I am considering dl. length of the element is dl. If you are applying the arc length formula, generally what we are taking, arc is equal to angle into radius here, which is making an angle theta. For example, you are taking 0 to pi. Total how much? You have 0 to pi, or else you can take, if you are taking it is 0, then minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 you can take. So now see here, this is making an angle theta here, and this angle you can take a small angle d theta. So that means the d theta means what we can able to write, simply the arc length is equal to radius into angle. Means dl is equal to, we can able to write d theta. Generally what we are taking, d theta is equal to arc length upon radius, then dl is equal to simply r into d theta. dl is equal to simply we can able to write r into d theta. d theta is equal to dl upon r, then dl is equal to r into d theta. Now let's take the simple general formula. dq is equal to what we are writing, lambda into dl, means lambda density into total length. What is the total length? Here it's given r theta. Then dq is equal to lambda into r d theta. dq is equal to lambda into r d theta. Just put the value of lambda also here. What is lambda given? Lambda naught cos theta into dl value r d theta. Now just integrate on both sides. If you are integrating, integral dq is equal to integral lambda naught cos theta into r d theta. What are the limits? Angle limits. You can take from here to there. How much? Minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. From here to here minus pi by 2, and from there plus pi by 2. Total is 180. So this is equal to q. And lambda naught r is constant, and cos integration how much you got? Sine. Cos integration sine, and limits minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. So then q is equal to lambda naught r upper limit sine pi by 2 minus sine of minus pi by 2, sine minus theta minus sine theta, minus of minus plus. So now you can get q is equal to lambda r into sine 91 plus again sine 91. So that is equal to 2 lambda r. Q is equal to simply q lambda naught r. So that is the charge distribution of the semicircular wire and as well as linear wire. So next we have electric field due to a uniformly charged ring. Uniformly charged ring. So here I am considering a ring of radius r. A ring of radius r. And I am taking a point on this axis at a point P. This point P is at a distance x from the center. Means for example, you can imagine this is the ring and I am taking the point here. This is the ring and I am taking the point here. Means the distance is x. So now we need to find what is the electric field due to this point of the ring. So for example, you can consider the total charge on the ring is dq. Now here if you are considering a small element dq, that element is at a distance small r from the point P. Small r is equal to what we can able to write, under root r square plus x square. Under root r square plus x square from the law of Pythagoras theorem. And which is making an angle theta here. Now the electric field about this point, it is going like this. That can be, we can take an as a d. Electric field about this point is d. And also see here, this dE can be resolved into two components, dEx and as well as dEy. But if we are taking y component is going to the vertical or anti-parallel to it, and it is going in this way, and if you are taking another limit, the another also coming dEy in opposite direction, dEy in down direction downwards and dEy in opposite direction, both dEy cancel each other, so that's why we're not able to take vertical, take only horizontal. Then dx is equal to simply dE cos theta. dx is equal to simply we can take dE cos theta. Now let's see the value of dE. What is the value of dE? dE is equal to the electric field 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. What is the charge? dq. What is the length or distance? How much? r square. So this is the value of dE. And at the same time you can take the value of cos theta. Cos theta is equal to adjacent upon hypotenuse, adjacent x upon hypotenuse r. That means cos theta is equal to x upon under root r square plus x square. Now just put these two values in this expression, then you can get dx is equal to dE cos theta. Just put the values. dE 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught dq by r means how much? Under root r square plus x square whole square, square root will be cancelled, and x upon under root r square plus x square, but for my convenience I am writing whole to the power of 1 by 2. Whole to the power of 1 by 2. This is the value of dEx. So just took the value here again. If you are observing, the dEx is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dqx upon r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. R square x square whole power 3 by 2. We need to get only the total value at the field, so that's why simply I am taking integration on both sides. Then integral dx is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught constant x upon r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2 also constant, and then simply integral dq. So now what we are getting here, integral dx is nothing but ex, remaining 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught x upon integral dq is q by r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. This is the total electric field at point P about this. So about this particular thing. Now see here. For example, if you want to find at the center what is the electric field? While we are taking at center means what about the x value? If the point P is at center, then x is equal to 0. When x is equal to 0, then what about the electric field at that particular point? That becomes also 0. If x is 0, then total electric field at the center means the electric field at the center of the ring is equal to 0. The electric field at the center of the ring, uniformly charged ring, is equal to 0. And where it is having maximum value, where it is having minimum value. To get the maximum, maximum value of E, then we can take here from maximum minima dE by dx is equal to 0. dE by dx is equal to 0. So let's see here. dE by dx is equal to 0. dE by dx is equal to 0. Just to put d by dx of E value how much? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught constant और Q also constant, वो छोड़ के x upon r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2 which is equal to 0. I am taking Q by 4 pi epsilon naught constant, you can send that side, that completely becomes 0. Now it is look like the formula d by dx of u by v, d by dx of u by e. What is the formula? V into du by dx minus u into dv by dx upon v square. So see the formula what we are writing here, d by dx of u by v. We are going to apply the formula of this u by v, means what we are getting, v into du by dx minus u into dv by dx upon v square. We are also applying the same formula. Let's see here. So this differentiation, what we are getting, differentiation of this v is nothing but r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2, and differentiation of x with respect to x 1 minus u value how much, x, differentiation of this total value, differentiation of the total value, it is look like x power n into x to the power of n minus 1, n minus 1 means that is going to 1 by 2 into differentiation of x square, you are getting 2x upon is equal to 0 upon total value r square plus x square whole power whole square, nothing but whole cube, you can send that side, that becomes completely 0. And after that, here you have x square, r square plus x square into r square plus x square whole power 1 by 2 minus, here 2 to cancel, x into x, x square, 3x square into r square plus x square whole power 1 by 2, which is equal to 0. So this expression only I am writing like this. Now r square plus x square whole power 1 by 2, r square plus x square whole power 1 by 2. Take common and send that side. That completely becomes 0. After that what you have? R square plus x square minus 3x square is equal to 0. R square plus x square minus 3x square is equal to 0. That is r square is equal to 2x square, then x is equal to, or x square is equal to r square by 2, then finally x is equal to plus r minus r by root 2. X equal to plus r minus r by root 2. So that is the maximum. At this point the field becomes maximum. So let's put the value of x in the given expression, how much you are getting the value. Let's see what is given. E is equal to, you know that Ex is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught x into q by r square plus x square whole power 3 by 2. Just put the value of x equal to r by root 2. If you take x is equal to r by root 2, then 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught x value r by root 2 into q divided by r square plus r square by 2, because r by root 2 whole square whole power 3 by 2. So this value is goes to E is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught r by q r cube by root 2 into this total value if you are taking, this is goes to 3r square by 2 whole to the power of 3 by 2. 3r square by 2 whole to the power of 3 by 2. You can make further simplification of it. E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, I am taking as k, into r cube by root 2 into, this we can able to write 3r square by 2 into root 3 by 2 of r whole, root 3 by 2 into r square, that out of root, that is coming like this. Now see here, root 2 will be cancelled, root 2 will be cancelled and also r also cancelled. So finally E is equal to k into 2q by 3r square, 3 root 3 r square, 3 root 3 r square. K is nothing but 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. This is the maximum value of the field. What is the maximum value of the electric field? The maximum value is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught 2q by 3 root 3 r square for a ring. Take the graph for it, where it is maximum and where it is minimum value. For the graph, I am considering here a ring. when the distance is x here, this distance is varies like this. So see here, which is having maximum value, like one side at the same time. This is the value of minus r by root 2. This is the value of plus r by root 2. Minus r by root 2 and as well as plus r by root 2 along x axis and as well as y axis. So this is the graph for the uniform ring. The charge is distributed. Maximum at plus r by 2 and as well as minus r by 2. Plus r by 2, this value, minus r by 2, minus 2q by 3 root 3 r square. That's we are getting. So let's we have here electric field due to uniformly charged infinite wire. So here we are considering a wire of length infinite. This is having infinite length. And we need to find the electric field at a point P. This point is at a distance R0 from the wire perpendicularly. R0 is the perpendicular distance. And now we need to find the electric field about that particular point. For that, what I am considering here I am considering a small element. The length of the element is I am considering dl and the charge of the element is dq. Length of the element is dl, charge of the element is dq. And this is L we consider. L means from here to here the length is L. And this length element is at a distance r. The length element is at a distance r, and also which is making an angle theta here. So when which is making an angle theta, that can be resolved into two components. Electric field about this point that we can able to take as a dE. The dE is going like dEx and as well as dEy. dEx is nothing but you can able to write dEx dE cos theta, and dEy we can able to write dE sin theta. We can keep it as equation 1 and this is equation 2. Once again we will solve those two. Now comes to this triangle. Here what we have here, I am taking tan function. Tan theta is equal to adjacent means opposite upon adjacent, L by R0. Then L is equal to tan theta into R0. L is equal to tan theta into R0. I am simply differentiating on both sides. Differentiation of L is dl, and differentiation of tan function is secant square theta d theta, and R0 is constant function. This is the value of dl. dl value is how much you got? R0 secant square theta into d theta. Now try to get the value of d. After that we will put here. dE is equal to what we can able to write? dE is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught k into dq upon how much distance? R square. dq upon R square. So that means dE is equal to what we can able to write? dE is equal to k into dq means I am writing lambda into dl. dq means lambda into dl. What is lambda? Lambda is linear charge density. This is constant because we are considering uniform wire. So that's why that lambda value is dl by r square. dl by r square. And one more time I'm writing from this I'm writing secant function. So secant theta is equal to hypotenuse upon adjacent, cos reverse. Cos is adjacent upon hypotenuse and secant is hypotenuse upon this. So that is equal to R is equal to, you can able to write R0 secant theta. Take it as equation 4. Now just put the values of dl and r in this expression. this is you can give 4, and this is you can give 5. Just put the values of 3 and 5 in equation 4. Substitute 3 and 5 in 4. In 4, if you are taking DE is equal to K into lambda into DL value, how much you have? DL R naught secant square theta d theta upon R value, how much you have? R square means R naught square secant square theta. R naught square secant square theta. Is there any cancellations? See here. Secant square theta, R naught, 1 R naught cancel. Then finally D is equal to how much you have? K into lambda theta by R naught. Lambda into d theta by R naught. That is the value of D. Just put the value of D in this expression. So then dEx is equal to K into lambda d theta by R naught cos theta. R naught cos theta. So let's see here we are considering infinite wire here. Infinite wire means how it will be. See here. This is the infinite wire. Infinite length it is having. And here we are considering the point. What is the angles if we are taking? That is making here theta 1 angle and here theta 2 angle. But it is infinite. Infinite means the angle is goes to here how much angle it can able to take. That angle is goes to pi by 2. What angle here? Pi by 2. And this angle is goes to minus pi by 2. Plus pi by 2 and minus pi by 2. Means what are the limits? Minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2. dx is equal to K into lambda cos theta d theta upon R naught integral. The limits are minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Integral dx means Ex K lambda by R naught. K stands for 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught to simplify it. And cos integration sin theta limits minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2. Already we solved this. How much you are getting? Lambda by R naught. This value how much you are getting? Sin pi by 2 1. Minus of minus 5 minus sin pi by 2. Minus sign is minus plus. So total value how much you are getting? 2. Or else sin pi by 2 plus sin pi by 2. Sin pi by 2 sin pi by 2. So then Ex equal to lambda 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught lambda into lambda R naught into 2. So that Ex value how much you are getting? Lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into R naught. This is the electric field at that point of infinite wire. So what about y? What about y? dEy is there. Then we try to get the value of dEy. So dEy if we are writing dEy, dE sin theta. Sin integration you are getting cos. Sin integration you are getting cos. Cos pi by 2, cos pi by 2. 0. So no problem. We can write here where it is we have space. Here I am writing. See here dEy. dEy is equal to dE sin theta. Sin integration if you are taking. Sin integration you are getting cos. Limits minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. Cos pi by 2 0. So nothing but the value along y axis is 0. Where infinite wire parallelly 0, perpendicularly that is having the value of Ex. For infinite wire only we got what is the value along Ex? Ex is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught into R naught and Ey value is 0. In case if you have a wire, infinite wire, but you know one end and another end is you don't know, means this is infinite length this side, but this is the finite length, means from here it starts. Now we are considering the point here. You are considering the point here. Now see here how much angle it is making here. Infinite length, this angle you can consider pi by 2. Here angle is 0. Here pi by 2 and as well as here 0. So let's see the value. Pi by 2 to 0. And you need to get the value of Ex. Ex is equal to integral dE cos theta. dE value how much you got? Integral dE. dE is nothing but lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught into d theta cos theta. So then Ex. So if you are taking the value of Ex, that is equal to lambda upon 4 pi epsilon naught r naught is constant, and then cos theta d theta. What are the limits? Limits from 0 to pi by 2. So one side is, we know the length, another side is infinite. So now if you are taking that, how much you are getting? Ex is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught into cos integration sin theta 0 to pi by 2. Sin pi by 2, 1. So then Ex how much you are getting? Lambda upon 4 pi epsilon naught r naught to sin pi by 2 minus sin 0. So that you are getting 1. Now finally what is the Ex value is lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught. That is the value of Ex. In which direction Ex is acts? This is the direction of the Ex. And the direction of the Ey, this is the direction of the Ey. Direction of the Ey. Then try to get the value of Ey. Ey is equal to integral dE sin theta. Integral dE sin theta. So Ey is equal to integral dE value lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught integral sin theta d theta. Limits again 0 to pi by 2. Limits again 0 to pi by 2. Then Ey, if you are taking, Ey is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught into sine integration minus cos 0 to pi by 2. So then Ey is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught limits minus cos pi by 2 minus of minus plus cos 0. Cos 0 value 1. Cos pi by 2 90. Cos 90 0. So then Ey value how much you are getting? Lambda upon 4 pi epsilon naught r naught. Means if you are observing at point P, you have Ex and as well as Ey like this. This is Ey. Sorry. This is Ey. Ey and Ex. What is the value of the net electric field? The net electric field is equal to, we are writing Ex I cap minus Ey j cap. Ex I cap minus Ey j cap. And one more thing, the E net value, if you are taking magnitude under root Ex square plus Ey square, means nothing but both are same in magnitude. So if you are taking, how much you are getting? E square plus E square, that you are getting root 2 into E. The value of E is lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught. This is for the finite wire. This is for one side is finite. And we'll continue if it is. So we'll see for a finite wire. Finite wire means it is having the length limitations here. Length limitations. It is having limit length. And now it is the point P. Now what happened? This edge and this edge. This edge is making an angle theta 1. This edge is making an angle theta 2. Now we can apply it to the cos function. Means dEx is equal to dE cos theta. Then dEx is equal to integral lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught cos theta d theta. What are the limits? Limits minus theta by 2 to minus theta 2 to theta 1 minus y downward. So now if we are taking that, how much you are getting? Lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught cos integration sin theta minus theta 2 to theta 1. If you put the values, then you are getting lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught sin theta 1 minus of minus sin plus. So along x axis how much you have? lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. If you know the angle, then you can able to put the angle directly, sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. At the same time, try to get the value of dEy. dEy is equal to dE sin theta. So then integral dEy is equal to integral lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught, that is the value of dE, into d theta, and sin theta d theta. Now lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught integral sin theta d theta. So 0 theta 2 to theta 1 minus theta 2 to theta 1. So lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught sin integration minus cos theta 2 to theta 1 means how much you are getting, lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught sin theta 1 means how much you are getting, cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1, cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. This is the value of Ey. If theta 1 is equal to theta 2, then this becomes 2 times of sin theta. If theta 1 is equal to theta 2, the cos becomes 0. So that is the value for finite wire. Finite wire. So very simple, you can put if theta 1 is equal to theta 2, then what is the value of Ex? The Ex value is goes to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r naught into 2 sin theta. The final Ex is you are getting 2 lambda sin theta upon 4 pi epsilon naught r naught. What about Ey? Ey is goes to 0. If theta 1 is equal to theta 2, so then Ey value will be 0. So this is electric field due to a uniformly charged wire, infinite and as well as finite. So we'll consider one more thing, that is a circular arc. Circular arc. Electric field due to uniformly charged circular arc. Circular arc I am considering, by that you can able to calculate circular, semicircle, or else remaining anything you can able to consider. So here I am considering a circular arc, and which is making an angle theta 1 here and as well as theta 2 here. Theta 1 and as well as theta 2. So that angle we will take circular arc. So here the point I am considering, and it is making an angle theta 1 here and theta 2 here. This is the point P. Now what I am doing here, I am considering a small element. That element of charge is dq, angle is d theta. Angle is d theta. The length you can able to take as a dl. That means dl is equal to what we can able to write, r into d theta. dl is equal to, you can able to take r into d theta. Then dq is equal to lambda into dl. dq is equal to lambda into dl. Then dq is equal to lambda into r d theta. Lambda into r d theta. Again you can consider here, this can be resolved into two components. What are those? Dex and as well as Dey. If you are considering this is as a De. Now first of all, try to get the value of De. The value of De is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught dq upon how much distance? R square. Directly radius I am considering r square. Then you can write the value of dx. Dx is equal to de cos theta, and dy is equal to de sin theta. Dx is equal to de cos theta and dy is equal to de sin theta. Just put the value of de and try to integrate it. So then de value, if you are writing fully, how much you are getting? 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. Theta value how much? D theta upon r square cancel, and finally you have de value lambda into d theta upon 4 pi epsilon naught r. Array, somewhere else we see this value. Yes, in infinite wire also we got the same value of dE. Now just write the value of dEx. dEx is equal to dE cos theta. You want the value of only dE, then integrate. Then x is equal to lambda upon 4 pi epsilon naught r integral cos theta d theta. Limits, what are the limits? I mentioned already. Minus theta 2 to plus theta. Theta 2 to theta 1. So nothing but the value is lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r cos integration sine theta 1 minus theta 2 to theta 1. So finally how much you are getting Ex value? Lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r. You are getting the value sine theta 1 plus sine theta 2. Sine theta 1 plus sine theta 2. So that is the value of Ex. Then try to write the value of Ey. Already we did it. How much you can get the value of Ey? Yes, lambda upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r. If you taking sine integration cos theta 1 to theta 2, if you are substituting, how much you are getting? Cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This is the value of the Ey and Ex for circular arc. If the circular arc is semicircle, for example, for semicircle, for a semicircular wire, at the center here we need to consider, this is the semicircular wire. For semicircular wire, what about the theta 1 and theta 2 value? It is goes to plus pi by 2 and this is goes to minus pi by 2. Plus pi by 2 to minus pi by 2. Just put the value of Ex. Ex is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r sine pi by 2 1 plus again minus of minus, actually a minus already is there. Theta 2 is not minus pi by 2, you can take only pi by 2. So then how much you are getting? Ex value 2 lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught r. Now finally lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. Then what about the Ey value? Ey value will becomes 0. Ey becomes 0. Ex is equal to lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. So that is for semicircular arc. So next we have electric field due to uniformly charged wire on the axis. Uniformly charged wire. We have a charged wire. Now we need to get the field on this axis, means this is on the axis. Previous we solved perpendicular, but now it is on the axis. You can consider point P here and the electric field about this, it can be acting in this side. So now what we can do, here we can consider a small element. For example, this point P is at a distance d from the point, from the wire. The length of the wire 0 to L, and this point we can consider it is at a distance x. You can consider at a distance x, dx, which is at a distance x, the length element. So now we need to get the value of d. Generally what we are writing, lambda is equal to, dq is equal to lambda into dl. Lambda is nothing but charge density. So here if they are mentioned charge as a q, so then lambda is equal to, you can also able to write q by L. Q by L. Now try to write the value of d. d is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught. You can do one thing. I am considering this length as x. Whatever, no problem. Whatever the length, that's not a matter. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught dq upon how much distance? X plus d whole square. If you are consider x directly, you can take the x. Whatever, no problem. Just put the value of dq. The value of dq is nothing but, Ex is equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught lambda into dx by x plus d whole square. X plus d whole square. Now just integrate on both sides. If we are integrating, integral d is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught integral dx upon x plus d whole square. Dx upon x plus d whole square. So see here, limits also very important. From where to where? 0 to L. Because I am considering x is here to here. In case if you are considering x from here to here, at that time limits will be different. Limits is d to L plus d. Very important. If you are considering x here, limits 0 to L. If you are considering x here, the limits is d and L plus d. So here 0 to L. Lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught and integral 1 by x square. Integral 1 by x square dx minus x minus 1 by x minus 1 by x plus d. Limits 0 to L. Integral x square 1 by x square dx here. 1 by x square means x to the power of minus 2 dx na. X to the power of minus 2 plus 1 by minus 2 plus 1. How much you are getting? 1 by x. Here instead of x you have x plus d. So now put the limits. Then what we are getting? Lambda into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Upper limit minus 1 by L plus d minus of minus plus 1 by d. Just take the cross multiplication. Then E is equal to lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught minus d plus L plus d by d into L plus d. D into L plus d. So here d cancelled. So finally what is the value of E? E is equal to lambda into L by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught d into L plus d. Lambda is equal to q by L, then q is equal to lambda into L. Nothing but q by 4 pi epsilon naught d into L plus d. This is the electric field on the axis. If it is on bisector line, that is different. Here it is field on the axis of uniform charge distribution. So very important, this what we have discussed today. Please practice it properly, then you are the successful person.